to prepare for one of the best theme songs to a game ever, honestly. Most people seem to agree. So yeah, this is Civilization 4, which is arguably the best Civilization. If for no other reason than when you are, condensing the title, you got the big C for Civilization, and then you got IV for 4, and then that's also Civ. Also because it's just like a good one. I will probably explain why shortly. Let's see. Continents. That's all fine. We'll have weird CGI Gandhi, why not? That shelter's good too. So anyway, yeah, it's all standard stuff. It's like very custom computer. So as I was saying, this is pretty handily my favorite game in the Civilization series, unless you count Alpha Centauri, then it's a tough call, probably Alpha Centauri. There's a few reasons for that. One of them definitely is to just have the whole like cache distribution thing. I have not played this in some time. I have that instead. But just remind myself how some things work. Yeah, so that's probably fine. One thing is, this is the last game that was a square grid and not a hex grid, which I like hexes, generally speaking, just as a rule. Hexes are fun. However, when they switched to hexes, this came along with a change to just have, like, 1 unit per tile as a rule. Which kind of turns it, to me, more into, like, a simulation of, like, a tabletop war game, where, combat is just, like, can I get a formation of troops into enemy lines, in which case they will very quickly take down the city, because, like, there's only going to be one thing standing in the city itself to defend it, plus whatever to go outside. And yeah, from that point on, like, military victories kind of became, like, way too easy to get, and just kind of simple. I don't want to deal with that right now. Whereas this game, I'm not sure we would have time to play it long enough to show it off. There's something really interesting with the combat where
Not at all similar are the race of the immortal gods and the race of men who walk upon the earth.
This is also the one that has Leonard Nimoy doing all the tech quotes, which, that's hard to top. And where we got the religion thing going on, I think. Or was that in 3? It's been a while. I think it was, like, the big thing that 4 had going on. Let's see. Got that free fast worker rental kind of stuff to do. But anyway, I was going to say, oh yeah, the way combat works in this, I'm not really generally a fan of going the military route in any of the Civilization games, but the way combat works in this one, there's a lot of, like, units that are good against units of other types based on this whole complex paper, rock, scissors thing. They're, like, special abilities they put on them. So it's not just a question of, like, have something with a really big, offense defense number. It's like, I need, something with shields to defend against incoming arrows, and then, like, I need spears to deal with people on horseback, etc. So you need, like, if you're really under attack, like 5 or 6 different types of units in each city to defend. We can be friends for now. Actually, or I don't have the technology for diplomatic stuff of note. That's nice. Yeah, another settler's good. But yeah, so it made things, like, really, like, strategic and interesting. You need to, like, have a varied defense, which also means you can't just, like, wait until the last minute and go, oh no, let me just, use gold to buy my best unit real quick as an emergency defense thing and keep one of those going every turn. You have to have, like, a bit of investment in the long term, which I've always liked a lot better than anything before or since, honestly. I do like the thing going on in Alpha Centauri on paper, where you have this, like, build your own unit thing of just, like, independently researching, types of attack and defense and movement, and then having the
Shall be the fruit of thy cattle, increase of thy kind, and the flocks of thy sheep.
if you have it set on a higher difficulty, there's, this upfront prototyping cost for trying to make something of a particular design. So there's some interesting push and pull there. Pottery's good. And then also the whole psychic combat thing, which, as someone who is just Deirdre for life, I was very, very good at. And it's kind of weirdly all or nothing, because psychic combat in that worked by way of are those lions? I should probably, not have those walking around and eat people. It's also more interesting with the barbarian thing, although I don't like fighting random animals as a rule. But yeah, so psychic combat in Alpha Centauri. No other stats matter, just like how in touch you are with the planet and what your relative morale is, or experience rather, on your units. Which makes sense because you have these like horrible psychic worms that just give you like terrifying visions, so that you can't deal. And then it's just like you need the experienced been troops to be able to like pull the trigger on the flamethrowers anyway. But yeah, the point is, if you go worms, like, it doesn't matter what tech level your opponents are at, it just matters how experienced they are. Yeah, why don't you heal up after that? So, I like it on paper, but in practice it did get a little samey really quick. And the downside to the build a unit thing is it was also kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? A little dry. Because it's just like, oh, I got like plasma cannons instead of laser cannons. So number bigger. But this one, to wrap back around to what I was originally starting to say. Yeah, nice strategic combat. There's the whole like different unit abilities and their complex interactions where you need to have a variety and not just your one best thing. This is also the last one where diplomacy felt good to me. It's nice. Somewhere I think there's an option to put all little symbols on the floor. Yes, thank you. I appreciate all the floor symbols. Yeah, so diplomacy, which definitely peaked in Alpha Centauri, because there you have like factions with an actual like philosophy behind them, and like things leaders like and don't like to see other people doing. But even in 4, there was still like some sense of personality to everyone. There's actually traits that people have, like I'm industrious, so like I like people who are like doing the hard working techs and whatnot. I'll get along better with you if you are also doing that, and like I need that little bit of role playing in the diplomacy. Let's see if we get this one gone. And this is another one that's kind of interesting about this game is in a lot of Civilization games you just kind of like aggressively expand at every possible opportunity. Alright, arrow keys for panning around. Just, cram in all the cities you can. This one, and I think some others since, but especially this one, really, really, really gives you some like severe penalties the more cities you have, and also the border growth is pretty rapid. So neighbors will box you in pretty quickly, and functionally, you get like maybe 5, 6, 7 cities, and that's it. Whereas in like Civilization 2, you'll have like 100 by the end of the game. Um, there's in fact a one city challenge mode you can set when starting a new game too, which yeah, that's yeah, it's got the horses, got the elephant. That would overlap a little bit. Got some stone up north. Still probably worth it. Especially I'm not going to be playing that long. Do. Better work her real quick. This is also one of the ones that was like really expanding out to the variety of victory conditions. We've always had military, you've always had tech.
Glory consists in doing what deserves to be written, and writing what deserves to be read.
There are culture ones in this one. There's the whole domination, which is like military, but it's just like I own like 80% of the landmasses of the world. Can we just call it here? Just grab the wonder text. But also, oh yeah, okay, there's what I was looking for before. Yeah, there is the whole how much science you want versus other things. As far as your like tax money coming in, which I currently have like none of, but got some roads for that or something. Yeah, just a lot of little things about this one that kind of came together. It's like you got the nice voice acting on the text with, again, hey, Little Nimoy. Yeah, I probably should. But one of my scouts will probably retire eventually.
It is from their foes, not their friends, that cities learn the lesson of building high walls.
Yeah, as far as like the other games in the Civilization series, I might as well also like monopolize Religion Found as much as I can. Okay, so here's the promotion system where like getting enough experience here, get some new skills. Like there's been in other ones since, I believe. Yeah, you're probably going to retire eventually, just have like pure stats. Risk being HP a little longer. But yeah, so the first Civilization, very simple in a lot of ways. You can exploit the AI a lot. Ooh, another like freebie worker, cool. Yeah, that's worth doing. Good like general commands for the workers here too. But yeah, the original Civilization, like a lot of exploitable AI stuff. In particular, had this whole thing about like if a unit moves into a space adjacent to somebody that they can't move into another one, and the way the map's generated, you could often find places where you could just like block passage past some little choke point, and the AI did not realize you could like maybe pick a fight with the person who's blocking that passage, and they didn't have the whole like you're within our borders, get the hell out thing yet. Yeah, let's see. Yeah. Okay. Anything else here? Yeah, okay. So that is what it is. And then Civ 2, hi, hi. It was kind of just like more of a lot of stuff. It had the FMV Council to give you advice, which everybody loves the FMV Council to give you advice. Bring that back to the series. Like, I want my Elvis impersonator telling me to, hire more Elvis impersonators, and the big scary bald guy just, loudly demanding I build some city walls, and yeah, let's all be friends. Here you see what I mean with getting like boxed in early by your opponents. You probably have to have like some aggressive expansion this way to like have any sort of real cities. It had a good trade route stuff going on too. Yeah, 2 had all that flash and the whole like throne room and all that. 3 I didn't really care for. It's where they introduced the whole culture and like border expansion based on it concept, but it was kind of like really, really easy for like just rampant exponential border growth to happen, and just focusing on culture, you would just like eat every other city without having to like put up have an actual fight. You just like grow across the entire world like a horrifying blob, which was kind of fun, but like I don't know, it felt a little easy to me. And yes, I probably should do so. I was just saying that. So I was thinking, and this one again, like pretty much perfect. I like some of the Alpha Centauri did when they were briefly not working with people who owned the name Civilization.
Thou shalt have no other gods before me.
Yeah, 2 also had these little like pre-rendered videos a lot. That was a big thing. Yeah. So Alpha Centauri's kind of inside, and like again, like wonderful game. Like easily my favorite of the genre. Sure, why not? And yeah, this is another one that unlocks a religion. Your religions like affect the way culture spreads and people's relationships with you, and basically somewhere out there, someone beat me to the punch on Buddhism. So whoever that is, they're going to be Buddhist all the way, but like everyone else is probably going to have one of the ones that I founded, which is good for me, because then I'm their holy land, basically. Didn't I already meet you? Aren't we already? Oh no, I'm at Rome before. Okay, right. But yeah, like I said, this is very, very good. Then you had 5 I didn't care for, because again, like, it was the first one to do the 1 unit per tile thing, and just made it so easy to like win a military victory, and it just kind of made the rest of the options like kind of irrelevant. And I don't really want to just play like a slow war game. I want to play a slow, like, building up a civilization game. Let's see. Don't have a population for a settler yet, really. Don't have much of anything going on. The greenery. And then 6 never really ran right for me, and I haven't tried 7, but they seem to have the same issues that 5 did. And then there was that Beyond Earth thing, which, like, I don't hate it as much as everybody else does. It doesn't hold a candle to Alpha Centauri, but what does? It has some interesting ideas as far as your military technologies not really being like independent things. They're like tied to these three philosophies, and so you just get like techs in line with that philosophy, and then you'll gradually go up the tech tree for military. And have this very like open webby tech tree instead of a couple of like thin channels. Open the borders to everyone. People like you more. But yeah, so I do like most games in the series. Beyond Earth also suffered from like you're on an alien planet, but it doesn't really affect anything in any interesting ways. It doesn't have like the worms and the like sentient planet you have to like be on the right side of thing that Alpha Centauri did. It doesn't have the cool factions that it did. No, we can zoom in really, really close on these like very low poly models. Let's see. I was going with you. I was looking for a place to build another city, right? That's the South Pole. That's no good. You know, if I go way over here, there's some stuff. If I don't get killed by them. I think that covers the whole series. I think I also have like colonization and like the remake of colonization from around here when this came out, which are interesting, but like it's called colonization, so I mean, there's already some like unpleasant stuff politically about any of the civilization needs to think about it too hard, like the whole, you know, great person theory fully on display. The 1,000-year-old immortal Gandhi here, and all that. Just some assumptions about how things go. Yeah. Oh, wait. I just noticed there's another city right there. It's not the most polite place to build, then, is it? But I do want this. Is that coal? Oh, marble. Yeah, that's what they get. Wait, what? Why don't I think I got a settler here? Go do stuff. Yeah, what was I trying to say? Oh yeah, the like innate politics of Civilization have like a few issues. A lot of how like the leaders' work is weird. There's a lot of judgment in which governments are best to have. Like, I think democracy is just straight up better than communism. They're roughly the same, but one has like better bonuses. Here's where I tend to brush for all the wonders. Okay, now I have the actual settler. Where, if anywhere, is worth sending this one? I still kind of want to get over here if I can. Probably should send an escort along that settler too, if I can. With the wild animals and barbarians and whatnot. Yeah, this one I could just like play all day, and I've spent like thousands of hours in it. But yeah, colonization. That's what I was starting to say. Is like you're colonizing America, and like how badly do you want to screw over the natives is a question that like is a big pivotal decision in the game. And I was like, that's odd. It does have an interesting like midpoint turn though, where you go from being like supported from Europe to like here's our navy come to mess with you. So like the Civ 4 colonization version, whatever it was called, like in particular, is like mechanically interesting, but thematically, just kind of stay close. Please tell me your friends. Yes. But yeah, I mean, it's also like hard to play on stream the way I do this because how long have I been at this for? A bit. Yeah, I should probably move something else. But again, it's hard to get to the parts that like make this one appeal to me more than most in a reasonable amount of time. One person to do like 3D terrain too on the map, which is kind of nice. Oh, also another one about this. It was, if I recall, open source and done in Python primarily. So very, very like open mod scene from the get-go with it. Yeah. Publicity way the hell over here, far from everything. Missed all that right there. That was really handy. Oh well. But yeah, so like back when I was playing this regularly, I was also playing a bunch of mods for this that would like make it into a sci-fi planetary based thing or a big fantasy thing, and one of those like became popular enough to get spin off into its own series of games. And yeah. Into communism was like on the same tier as monarchy, which was weird. And there's a bit of that, which like does taint things. But I still enjoy this series in general, and this game in particular. We got some like curvature of the earth through all the way. That's nice. That's a good taste of that, I think. Civ 4, it's the really good one. Nothing since has quite hit the same way. Nothing before it was quite there yet. But I do miss the Council from 2.